Our Clayton Baumgarth has been looking into the efforts of one state organization to preserve African American historical sites and the effects that those preservation efforts may have on small communities.
Indiana Landmarks has been preserving history and placemaking around the state for some time now. More specifically, the Black Heritage Preservation Program has a new marker coming to Bloomington very soon.
This month will see the installation of a new historical marker in Switchyard Park. The Monroe County historian hopes that it becomes the first of many here.
We want to honor those people that have made these contributions in history that we have forgotten about. And we all kind of stand on their shoulders. Bloomington is what it is today because of the people who were here before us.
The marker at Switchyard will commemorate African Americans in Bloomington who assisted with the Underground Railroad.
A man that lived in this area before it became Switchyard Park was Samuel Gordon. His farm was in this area. And this was the main road. South Rogers was the main road up into Bloomington. And if they made their way here, they were good to go.
Mitchell has plans for 4 more markers that tell the stories of important African Americans. One will replace an existing marker in Butler Park highlighting Reverend Ernie Butler. The others will shed light on long-forgotten black communities.
There were 4 black communities here in Bloomington during segregation. They no longer exist, and nobody remembers them. So I'd like to honor those people, and that's Bucktown, Hinsonburg, Chandlerville, and the Woods or Woodyard.
The markers are funded by the city as well as donations from residents. The work being done in Monroe County is also possible in part due to Indiana Landmarks. The goal of their Black Preservation Heritage Program is to uncover, document, preserve, and restore Black heritage sites and history.
This can be a church, a Masonic home, a cemetery, or it could be just information, the stories that were often lost because no one documented those stories.
Trotter says she uses the same tools any historian would use to locate heritage sites around the state.
There will be census records, there will be property records. For African Americans pre-Civil War, that documentation is often relegated to property records because African Americans were considered property.
Trotter says she wants to expand the program throughout Indiana. She says we as a state must write down our shared history so it won't be forgotten, but that will take efforts of many people.
We need allies helping us do this work. So I'm hopeful that these small groups that we're forming around the state, which are being mentored by experts in the fields in those communities, will generate that capacity that we're looking for.
Trotter has a strong group behind her. Indiana Landmarks is the largest private statewide historic preservation organization in the country.
So we have offices all over the state. Our central regional office is here in Indianapolis, and that covers Bloomington. And our mission is to revitalize communities, reconnect us to our diverse heritage, and save meaningful places.
There's a secondary effect restoring and preserving historic sites has on small communities. These projects often become placemaking projects as well. Placemaking has become a large part of rural communities, especially as many are attempting to revitalize historic downtown areas or create new places for residents to simply enjoy their hometowns.
It can include things like reactivating an alley space in a downtown area, or a park, or just making a place more inviting for the community.
Most importantly, Stannis says that preserving and placemaking are all about appreciating and making better the places that make up most of the state's land.
A lot of times we take what's in our own backyard for granted. We just don't appreciate, oh, something exciting must have happened here. That was all in the big cities and things. And our local communities are so important to telling the story of Indiana history.
As Eunice put it in my conversation with her, without proper history preservation, many of Indiana's most prolific residents will be forgotten. For Indiana News Desk, I'm Clayton Baumgarth.
The marker at Switchyard Park will be unveiled during a Juneteenth ceremony, June 19th at 2 p.m.